back. We are so honored today to have with us Mr. Promoters, Promoters. Yes, this is the man that makes the acts happen in Las Vegas. Mr. LJ, thank you for joining us
Thank you so
today.
much for having me here. I'm excited to be here with you, Judge.
Oh my God, you have the best stories,
I
and
do?
people don't even know.
I
They,
know.
they just know him from bringing all these stars on stage. Treasure, Phil Flowers, Paris Red, all these guys we'll talk about. But let me find out, what kind of student were you in high school, junior high?
Well, I was a great student in elementary school.
All
I
right.
didn't miss one day of school for 8 years.
Perfect
I remember
attendance?
perfect attendance for the school. I
Beautiful.
remember my first grade teacher, Sister John Dominic. I remember the activities that I did in first grade. And in my phone, I have at least 5 or 6 friends that I made friends with in Sister John Dominic's first grade class. The best year
Oh,
of
how
school.
beautiful.
Best year of school.
Oh, that's like family now.
Right. And then from there, I I was an altar boy. I was a choir boy. I was doing everything, and I just played little league baseball, doing the Pop Warner leagues. I was a captain of the baseball team, and then I
Wow.
went to Catholic high school, Xavier University Preparatory. It was co-ed, and in those days, it was the best time of my life. I was on the baseball team there. I was a captain there.
Hey, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, all these girls are on campus.
Well, that's why I went, because we had 3 African American Catholic schools, all boys: St. Augustine, St. Aug. We had all girls, St. Mary's, and then of course Xavier Prep. I had to catch a bus, 10 cents to go all the way across town. Didn't mind it, loved it. Remember the first day of school, I said, I belong here. I belong here. And they said, why you belong here? I said, because I like it here so much. I'm going to be the president of this school. First,
Okay.
as a
First
freshman.
day.
As a freshman.
Yes.
Come to find out, I was the senior class president, student body president, and president of my homeroom. Everything I said I was going to do in high school, I did.
And that's so beautiful because it speaks to your personality, it speaks to your skills. You have natural leadership skills.
Yeah.
And people just sort of follow you. We like you.
I wasn't paying anybody. I didn't have any agenda other than I was going to help people help themselves. And I had this motto: when you smile, the whole world smiles with you. And
Yes.
whatever I did, I kept other folks in mind. When I ran for president of the student body, we had this guy named Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson gave the best speech ever. It was so good, I wanted to vote for him for president. After it was all done, I won. And they said, well, how did you win? And Joe, you had a good speech, but Joe's was phenomenal. I said, well, see, the difference is Joe started running for president on a speech. I started running for president the first day I got to this school.
Okay.
And
Makes
I
a
was president. I
difference.
won with no strings attached.
Good. Wonderful. Wonderful.
From that, I was playing baseball. I was going to go to Grambling University, and I got accepted to Tulane University, and I decided that I don't know if I want to go to school. So the FBI came to our school, found out that I wanted to be an FBI agent, big me, and they interviewed me. I went and worked for the FBI. Didn't go to college the first year, went as a fingerprint technician in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Loved
With
it.
the
At the
FBI.
FBI, I was a fingerprint technician.
Nice.
And I said I was going to stay there for a year. And if I wanted to be an FBI agent, I needed to come and go to college. And I went to college, majored in accounting. Matter of fact, when I went in college, I was playing baseball, and I met several people that I still have acquaintances with today. Matter of fact, you said LJ. My first name is Lynch. That's my government name, is Lynch Joseph Pionas Jr. Well, you may remember John Carlos and Tommy Smith.
With the
The Black Power
Olympics.
Salute '68. Well, we all lived in the same complex because I was playing sports and they were into things. And John Carlos said, Lynch, what kind of name is that for N from Mississippi? I said, well, my daddy's name is Lynch. I'm Lynch Jr. He says, oh, man. And he's from Mississippi? I said, yes. He said, listen, you have a middle name? I said, yes, it's Joseph. So he says, from now on, you're LJ. So
Okay.
1968 Black Power Salute, I've been LJ. And that's why everyone here in Vegas, they know me as LJ. High school, people still call me Lynch, but I'm known as LJ.
Now, how did you get into the music arena?
Well, in the music arena, it's real easy. I always loved music. My uncle was O.C. Smith, and he stayed with us for a long time. That was my mother's sister's husband. And he saw that I was interested when I was in college in music and other things I was interested in. And I toured with him and Lou Rawls.
Oh, okay.
And I really had a real liking for music. I was in the choir and the altar boy, so I knew how to sing, but I wasn't, and I used to try to write music, which I did, and I wrote several songs. But touring with him kind of got me in, man, I don't know how much money I'm gonna make, but I love this, So I did that with my uncle O.C. Smith, and then from that, he introduced me to people like Wally Amos and folks like that. And then I became
Excuse me, Wally Amos? The
Famous
cookie?
Amos.
Oh, I'm a
and
cookie girl.
and a motivational speaker. And after meeting him, my uncle had a church. I went into promoting motivational speakers. Les Brown, Og Mandino, Wally Amos, Mark Victor Hansen, Zig Ziglar. I promoted all these guys. And I was a vice president of a company. And then I was working with a young guy who was just here, Marlon Smith. And I took him under my wings, but he already knew how to speak. I brought him out as a speaker. And Marlon Smith now is, for 22 years, has been working with Tony Robbins. So I kind of had that behind me. And then, but music was really what it was all about.
Yes.
Music was what it was all about. So.
Now, you mentioned your uncle, O.C. Smith. He's famous himself.
Well, very famous.
What song is
God didn't make little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime.
All right.
So,
beautiful song.
yeah, and then with Lou Rawls, I got to go with them when I was in college, and it kind of hit it off. And then it wasn't until after I graduated from, before I graduated from college, I got drafted. And I was number 113, so the last of the draft. And I wanted to finish college. My dad knew Congressman Hale Boggs. And I wasn't trying to get out of the draft. I'm not a draft dodger. I'm very patriotic. He worked out something where I could join the reserves and they would let me finish college. And because of that, I did that. And when I finished college, of course, the reserves wanted their time with me, and I had gotten out of it. So I went to boot camp. So here I am with a M16 infantry, loving it. But I didn't want to be an airborne ranger. I didn't want to live the life of danger, none of that. So I took the test. So as soon as I graduated from college, the FBI came to me and asked me about, did I still want to be an FBI agent? And I told them, no, I was going to go do something different. And but I still had my accounting degree, and based on that, I kind of wanted to get back into the music, and the motivational speakers, kind of that played out. And then when I came here to Vegas, because I worked for several large companies, AT&T, I worked for the FBI, I worked for the Internal Revenue Service. I used to do taxes, I still do taxes all the time. But I met this beautiful lady that wanted to be a singer. And I told her I could help her out. I'm not gonna mention her name, but I loved her. And I boasted that I could have her famous and singing. And sure enough, she told me where she wanted to sing, and sure enough, she was singing at the Ritz-Carlton right after that.
Oh, Okay.
And that was
Congratulations.
and
You
that
did it.
was that was my introduction to this music genre of all the people I've done here in town. And because when she came, she was the best Black Music Awards. She won all the awards, best jazz, best everything. So based on that, when she went to Europe, came back reading a press clip, and she dropped me like a hot potato. So God bless it. Probably the best thing ever happened to me. And two people, Paris Red, Vince Priest, said, "Look, you did all this. Nobody knew who you were. Nobody knew who she was. You're a knack for this. Help us out." Long story short, I've done 6 years of booking at station casinos. I've done 33 local acts in one year. I do 1099s. Anybody who's in it, I booked all the local folks all over the place, and I worked with Dr. Woodson. She came to me. She was a friend of mine, and then I worked with, of course, Paris Red, and then of course the other lady that I was mentioning, and it just kind of clicked, and from that I met this guy who came to one of my shows, because I used to do the Friday nights shows at the Silverton. I did the Friday night shows at the Aliante, and I mean, we were packing them in. So I met this guy, came down and said, "Hey, how'd you like to do some other larger shows?" So I commuted back and forth to Phoenix, Arizona, and from that I did over 22 major concerts.
Wow.
Charlie Wilson,
My favorite.
Isley Brothers, Frankie Beverly and Mays, and then a lot of jazz things with Paul Taylor, a Huge Groove, Eric Darius. I mean, you name them, I've done them all. And so I commuted back and forth. But then I got hooked up with my good friend who's no longer with us, God rest his soul, Greg Austin. And he had come to one of my festivals that we had 12,000 people, and said, "Man, you're doing all of this in San Diego. You need to come and work with me." We became friends. I worked with him for 7 years, and we had, until he died, we had 7 years in a row, every Tuesday night, we were packed. And when I say packed, I'm talking about 115 degrees out. Folks was there booted and suited to come and see my buddy, Greg Austin, and he gave me the name, the promoter's promoter, because I used to promote his shows.
And that was at the South Point,
South Point,
ladies
yes.
and gentlemen. And I have some stories of thinking I was taking friends and relatives to see the Great Tuesday Night Show. And boy, was I fooled when I couldn't get in because the line was too long. So I'm like, and many times, if they're charging $10 to get in, if you're willing to pay double, they'll let you in. No such luck. That line was all the way around the casino, and those people were watching when you walked past to see if you were trying to get in before they were. That was very, very successful.
But you know,
guys did.
if you'd have came to see me, I was always there. I'd have walked in. 'Cause
Yes.
I always had a booth, and I was always there. I'd have taken good care of you.
Yes, yes.
That when COVID hit, everything stopped. March 12th, 2020, I had 6 years of very successful concerts where I had the Texas station, and right across the street was the
Santa Fe, right?
was actually, no, the Santa Fe was a little further down. I did that as well, but on every Friday and Saturday I had the
They were across from each
Fiesta
other.
Fiesta Rancho
Yeah.
and the Texas station, and I thought somebody didn't like me or something. And the reason I thought that is because when I took over, there was nobody coming there. As I took over one, it would get packed. Then I took over another one, it would get packed. And I'm doing the same type of music, and I'm saying, wait a minute, these folks are they want me to compete against myself. Doesn't matter. We killed them.
Okay.
We
Both
killed
places
them.
were
Folks
good.
folks had a place, soul folks had a place to come and party. The place was cleaned up, never had any problems. We did 6 years, and then all of a sudden it ended. And
COVID.
and those places are now closed.
COVID changed the
So
world.
COVID changed. COVID humbled me because I was, you know.
All of us, yeah.
And then, you know, prior to that, I was working as a realtor. I was one of the top real estate people for Remax. I did that, and then what I forgot to tell you this part is most people don't know is that when I got drafted, that was my number was 113, and I stopped and went and took the test when I graduated, passed it, and I went to OCS and I became an officer. So I know what the draft is like. I know what an infantryman is like. I'm very well a marksman with a M16, but they saw fit to put me in the hospital as an officer in Fort Sam Houston, and I was in charge of the medics coming from Vietnam.
Wow.
So that was
again, your leadership skills
yes,
were shining, and they recognized them.
Also, the guys that were in my platoon were coming back really messed up because of what they saw, and I was a leader that I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs. So the doctors didn't want me to go anywhere, stay there, because when they came back to keep everything going at the hospital, Fort Sam Houston, I had to be responsible. And most of those folks that I've kept in touch with, they, God rest their soul, they're not with us. So a lot of people didn't know that I was an officer in the military.
Right, right. It's wonderful. You have such a rich, rich history. And again, it's all consistent. It's all consistent.
Yeah.
You know, where you like people, you
Love 'em.
enjoy helping people, and it just leads to great things.
Yeah, and after 22 years, I was just honored myself and about 26 other, well, several people weren't with us. I was one of the original 100 Black Men of America Las Vegas chapter. The organization was already around, but I joined as one of the original 26. Last month, we were just honored at Caesars. There was 26 of us. There's maybe 15 of us left. And they honored us. They had over 800 people, and they honored us for what we did as starting as mentoring young folks.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I'm real proud of that situation.
Oh, I bet. But that's your legacy. You know, you are consistent, reliable, and you love entertaining people. Well, tell us this, LJ, what's coming up in the future?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Well, 22 major concerts with Charlie Wilson, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, and all those folks. I was just received notice that I'm on the senior management team and the VIP host for the Arizona Jazz Fest, which is going to be October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Good.
And they could find out the information
on our website, www.judgeangelsallstars.com. Same as the show. That's a website. We'll keep you updated as LJ tells us. And you'll be able to know all about the concerts. They start October
21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Okay.
And the tickets just went on sale last night. And I've heard that I've put out word just this morning. That's why I've been busy texting people. And oh, great, Paul Taylor. I mean, the lineup is phenomenal.
Wow.
And we already have the lineup, and they've received their 50% deposit, and we're ready to go.
So you have the list of the lineup headliners already?
Oh, yeah.
We'll put that on the website so everybody can see it and know what performers will be there. We'll be there. And we're going to be there. I know that.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be great. And that's it. And I want to do one here in Vegas, but this one came up, just fell in my lap. Folks I worked with, I learned from them, and I was the VIP host before, and now I'm on the senior management team, assistant talent buyer, and I'm also the VIP host. So it's going to be a smaller one. I've done, with the 20 plus concerts that I've done, the smallest one was about 2,500 people. The largest one I did, and the most successful one, was with Charlie Wilson at the San Diego Festival, Carlsbad. We had 12,500 people.
Oh,
And I could remember Charlie Wilson. I'm in VIP host, so I'm in there. We you have to tell them how many people you think you're going to have, how many tickets you're going to sell. And I remember Charlie just saying, LJ, this don't look like no 8,000 people. How many tickets did you guys sell? Because they want more money.
oh, okay. They get a percentage of each ticket sale.
Well, you have because they could sell tickets, it's built into the contract. You get
Okay.
more money.
More people.
So we were on the golf course. I remember that day, we had like 9,000, 10,000 seats. We told them 8,000. I remember having a van go down to LA from getting seats, having a truck bring seats in, and we had it set up so 12,000. I used to have fun with that. I still have. I think about those days. So,
Well,
but
tell
that'll stop.
everybody who's never been to a concert, what kind of concert would this be with all the big headliners?
Mm-hmm.
But you go like the first day and do what? Second day?
It's usually all of our concerts have been mostly at hotels. We had the Arizona Grand and with JW Marriott, and it's usually a 3-day festival. And we did it 3-day festivals because we set up the stages, and it was more economical to set up for 3 days than to do 2 days. Unlike the festivals here in Vegas, you're sitting on the grass. We set up a lawn. We set up chairs. We had Friday, about 3 to 6 artists on Fridays.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, we have, it starts a little early in the day, and then we go until Saturday night, and then Sunday. So you could buy your tickets for 1 day, or the best deal is to buy it for the whole weekend.
Weekend. That's what I wanted to hear. So the better deal is to buy the 3-day package, and then you're set.
Set to go.
You can meet your friends,
Right.
but you can still get into the concert.
Right.
That is wonderful. We're going to have all of this information on
Right.
the website,
Yeah.
JudgeAngelsAllstars.com, and that's going to be beautiful. Any other updates, be sure and let us know. And we look for you to come back.
Oh, I'm looking
and
forward to
keep
it.
us informed about other things going on. Or,
Yeah. Well, locally, I'm also having a Virgo party. It's going to be a Virgo all-white party. Of course, that means all white clothes. And I'm going to have Treasure and the whole group entertaining at the M on my birthday, but I'm going to invite other Virgos to participate.
Good.
September 2nd. And we're going to do that whole weekend. We have other things we're planning now to try to get the local folks to have a concert on the Sunday and the Monday. Just so we keep it, because they're not working. And
that's a holiday weekend.
that's
right?
Labor Day weekend, yes.
Okay.
But everything's going to start that, and I'll make sure they have the information on your website. They can get on my email blasts and so forth.
Yes.
We can send everything out, but everything comes through you, and we appreciate you.
Well, this is so exciting. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for thinking of us and giving us nice places to go with great entertainment.
Yeah, we have to find new places because, like I said, we just don't have the places that are open anymore. But I found some other places, and like I said, this came up. I've been working on it for a month. I had sworn to secrecy. Now, how can I be sworn to secrecy? Don't tell nobody nothing. I mean, geez, I got to tell somebody. Didn't tell anybody. But Arizona Jazz Fest, and it'll be all on your website.
I am excited. And I want to get a ticket early. I want to get a ticket. You guys get your tickets too in August. Let's all get our tickets early so we're all set.
I got a call this morning after I sent out 50 text messages, and I sent out 200 of the other messages. I haven't even sent my email blast yet. I haven't even done that. And we've sold we've sold tickets.
Okay.
People know, they know that if I'm involved in it, they know it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
And they know, we've done, you'll even have a video of one of the shows we did in Arizona.
Yes.
Where we had Mindy Abair and Peter White. We know this is really the real deal.
Yeah.
No BS.
It sounds like a nice treat for all of us.
Yeah.
Get over there and just relax, hear good music.
Yeah, if I put my name on it, it's going to be right.
All right. That's good enough
Yeah.
for me.
Yep.
Well, I want to thank you for this
Oh, thank you
visit.
so much,
I
Judge.
look forward to seeing you here
Right.
again with
Oh,
other great
I'm
news.
looking forward to it.
Anytime.
And
my
we've been
friend.
knowing each other for so long. We were realtors, we were friends.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's so great to see you doing what you're doing with the All Stars. I'm so happy to be one of your All Stars. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Well.